Lueroi's Pokemon Black and White Walkthrough, Part 52. Alright, Ghetsis, it's time for the final battle. So, Ghetsis is a very hard opponent. He actually has higher leveled Pokemon than N. And he's going to start out with a Confagrigus, which is a Ghost type, weak to Ghost and Dark. It's pretty tough. It knows the moves Toxic, Shadow Ball, Protect, and Psychic. So Confagrigus has really high physical defense. And pretty high special defense too, so either way it's hard to put damage on. I'd recommend special attacks if you have them. But I just have Gabbro up front because you have to have the same Pokemon from the earlier battle, so I'm just going to go ahead and use some Rock Slides on him. Just try to get as much damage as I possibly can. I really don't need Gigalith for anywhere else in the battle, so probably what he'll do is use Toxic on you first, like he just did. And then what he likes to do a lot of the time is use Protect along with Toxic, just so that you're forced to take damage and not hit him. So it's not a bad idea to just heal up the Toxic if you're predicting he might use a Protect. I personally am just going to keep using Rock Slide because I'm just going to do as much damage as I possibly can. And I know I'm going to get knocked out eventually anyways, but I don't really have anyone specifically that I need Gigalith to knock out, so yeah. And I kind of got screwed there. That last Shadow Ball lowered my special defense, so I'm probably not going to be able to live any more hits. So I'll just go down here. I really don't have a problem with that. I could switch out to a different Pokemon, but I don't want to have to take a Shadow Ball, so I'll just let him die. It seems kind of stupid and ridiculous, but really, I didn't have any choice but to put Gigalith in the front of my party, and I don't need him for anything else. So now that Confagrigus is low on health, I'll go over to my Gothitelle, and we will completely destroy this thing with a Shadow Ball. And then we'll have one Pokemon down. So yeah, Confagrigus is actually a Pokemon we fought earlier in the Elite Four, which you probably remember, because it probably gave you nightmares. But this one's a little bit tougher to knock out, mainly because of the leveling. But there we go, Drag Queen got up a level for knocking it out. Now next up is his Bisharp. Not the toughest Pokemon on his team, but it can be pretty challenging if you don't have a good fighting type, because this thing is 4 times weak to fighting. It's also weak to ground and fire. It knows Night Slash, Stone Edge, Scissor, and Metal Burst. Pretty good moveset there. It's a Dark and Steel type. So basically, I don't think he can knock me out here, even though he's faster than me. So I'm just going to go with a Hammer Arm, which is 4 times effective, and will knock it out pretty easily. So hopefully I can take his hit pretty well. Now, Bisharp has really good physical attack and physical defense. So if you're just kind of coming up with something on the fly to knock it out, I would go with a special attack, maybe something like a Surf or a Thunderbolt. If you don't have like a Flamethrower, that is, maybe, but special attacks definitely work better. However, all fighting type attacks are probably going to knock him out in one hit, so it's that easy. And I really got screwed there by that Stone Edge getting a critical hit. That kind of screwed me over, but I will deal with it. So next up is his Bouffalant. Now, since Imbar is about to die, I think I'm going to stay out of here, because I'm afraid this thing is going to be faster than me and just knock me out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over to my Galvantula. And I know Galvantula can't knock it out by itself, but what I will do is paralyze the thing, because that's going to lower its speed, which means that Imbar can go in and knock it out. But Bouffalant's a really powerful Pokemon. It's only weak to fighting, because it's a normal type. It knows Head Charge, Wild Charge, Earthquake, and Poison Jab, so a very good moveset there. Its Head Charge is extremely powerful, and thanks to its ability, it does not take any recoil damage. Oh, never mind, would you look at that? I lied, it does take recoil damage. So I guess that means it has the Sap Sipper ability, so don't use any Grass-type moves on it. But here's the trick. Paralysis lowers their speed a ton, so now Imbar is surely faster and can knock it out with a Hammer Arm. Bouffalant's normally very slow, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. It's just that Imbar is also a very slow Pokemon. But yeah, its Head Charge is going to be very powerful. But it does not have the greatest defenses in the world. They're actually really good, but it's slow enough that you can get a couple of hits off of it to knock it out. That's my philosophy, at least. So anyways, I'm going to go over to my Seismitoad yet. For obvious reason, he's going to his... Or sorry, I'm going to go to my Simisage because he's going to his Seismitoad. So yeah, everyone knows Seismitoad is only weak to grass, but it's 4 times weak to grass. So grass annihilates it. So one Seed Bomb and this thing is done. However, it does know Muddy Water, Rain Dance, Earthquake, and Sludge Bomb. So it actually can hit your grass types with a Sludge Wave, actually. Not a Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's not the fastest thing in the world, so Seed Bomb will take care of it. The one thing this can do, which it likes to do a lot, is use Rain Dance, which boosts up its speed. And then it likes to use Surf, which gets a boost in power from Rain Dance. That makes it kind of deadly, but as long as you avoid powerful Water-type moves, or that Earthquake, you should be okay. That is if you don't have Grass types. And this right here is the beast, Hydreigon, the one that everyone talks about, the one that everyone is afraid of. And I'm actually going to stay in here and let myself die. It's at level 54. Now the reason I'm doing this is because Imboar is extremely low on health. And I want to make sure he is fully healed for the rest of the battle. So I will let Jungle Gym die, I will use the Hyper Potion on my Imboar. And I will let this Fire Blast annihilate my Jungle Gym here. Yeah, Hydreigon knows Dragon Pulse, Fire Blast, Surf, and Focus Blast. 4 very good special attacking moves. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my Drag Queen, who can take special hits pretty well. And what I'm going to do is paralyze it with my Thunder Wave. I actually taught the TM for Thunder Wave to my Gothitelle after the 4th Elite Four battle. And I did this mostly just for this Pokemon right here. I think this strategy works very well to paralyze it because it's normally pretty fast and it has very good defenses and very good attacking stats. It's a very tough Pokemon to knock out. It does have 4 weaknesses though. It's weak to Fighting, Bug, Ice, and Dragon. So those are really going to help you out here. Now, I honestly am just going to let Gothitelle die, so I'm just going to attack it for what I can and let it go here. Once again, switching to another Pokemon would be pointless because I would have to take the attack coming in, which would be really dumb. And plus, it just hit me with a critical hit. But yeah, now I paralyzed it, which means, like I said before, it's going to be really slow. Which means I can go over to Imboar, who's now going to be way faster, and hit it with a super effective Hammer Arm. And that is just the way to take care of his most powerful Pokemon, Hydreigon. You knock it out in one hit just like that. So that feels good because this Pokemon is super ridiculously hard to knock out. But, you know, poison it, paralyze it, do something like that, makes it a lot easier for you. And that leaves his final Pokemon, Eelektross. The electric type that is infamous for having no weaknesses at all because of the Levitate ability. It knows Wild Charge, Crunch, Flamethrower, and Acrobatics, a very good offensive Pokemon, but it's extremely slow, and it doesn't have that good of defenses. So, it shouldn't be the end of the world when facing this thing. You should be able to go through at least a couple of Pokemon, and knock it out. It shouldn't knock out your whole team if you're careful. I'm just going to go with my most powerful attack here, Hammer Arm. But even though Eelektross is slow, like I've been saying throughout the battle, my Imboar is also very slow. So I'm going to have to take one hit, but it's okay, because that's going to do a chunk of recoil, and Hammer Arm will do a lot of damage. Not enough to knock it out, I don't think, but a lot of damage. Alright, so this might be the end of the line for Imboar here, but I have to say, Imboar is probably the MVP of the entire Elite Four, because not only did he knock out a bunch of members on Ghetsis' team, but he also knocked out, like, a lot of N's team as well. So, this leaves my last Pokemon, Seismitoad. But I'm really not too worried because I am part ground type, which completely makes his electric types useless. So one Surf might do the trick here. And there we go. That is enough to knock out his final Pokemon, Eelektross. So Ghetsis' unbelievably powerful team has been defeated. Team Plasma has been defeated. And guys, we just beat the game. So there we go. The long wait was finally worth it. Alright, so Ghetsis backs up, and he is just in disbelief. He can't believe that he had complete control of Team Plasma. He was going to be the ruler of the world, but he blew it because he couldn't beat my freaking Imboar. That's pretty much what it comes down to. My Imboar completely destroyed him. Alright, so now we're starting to learn the truth about Team Plasma. And it turns out, all along, Ghetsis is pulling all the strings and using N. It's like, seriously, Ghetsis, how horrible of a person are you that you were trying to take everyone's Pokemon away from them, all so you could gain power? Like, seriously, how horrible do you feel about yourself? But yeah, we defeat Ghetsis, it's great. The world is saved, and everyone got to witness it. And this whole time, N is just, like, speechless. He doesn't know what to say. He's like, do I deserve to be a hero after all I've done? And N just N is like going crazy right now because everything that he's been told this entire time is like he's now figuring out it's all a lie. He's figuring out all these beliefs aren't even true, and he should have been on our side the entire time, not with Ghetsis. So yeah, now Alder's going to be talking a little bit, and pretty soon here, they're just going to take Ghetsis away. Now, I really don't know where they're taking him. It's like, is there some kind of jail for evil Pokemon trainers? I don't really know. But this is when things get kind of emotional with N. He wants to talk to us about something that happened a long time ago in the game. Now, if you guys remember when we first met N, he heard our Pokemon talking. And we never really understood what he heard from our Pokemon, but he's going to tell us now that what he heard from our Pokemon inspired him, because I guess it was my Tepig back then. It was saying that it really liked me, and it liked being with me. And this shocked N, because he's never heard anything like that from a Pokemon. And it's almost like, while N has been living this lie the entire game, it's like in the back of his mind, deep down, he's known that Pokemon and people could truly be happy together. But it's almost like he's been fighting against that, refusing to believe it. But after what's happened here at the top of his castle, with these final couple of battles, N finally understands what it means to be a true trainer. A truly inspiring moment for everybody. So N is going to say his last few words here. And we don't really know what N wants to do with his life now, but we do know that he's a free person and he still has his legendary Pokemon. So he's gonna send it out here. And we can really just dwell on how far we've come. We both started at the beginning of the game, and now we both have legendary Pokemon, Zekrom and Reshiram. So, N says, farewell, one last time. And then the game ends. Probably one of the best endings easily ever to a Pokemon game. It's just so awesome. The whole time with Ghetsis and N, there's all this crazy stuff going on. And then it's all revealed at the end what's really happening. And it's great because you see N go from, you know, someone that's kind of just pushed by Ghetsis the whole time, just living out his evil ways. He just finally kind of realizes himself as a person, what he needs to do. And it kind of actually has a really deep meaning for just life in general. I just really love this ending. I think it's awesome. I think it's the best ending they've ever had in a Pokemon game by far. And really, guys, I love Pokemon Black and White, and that's the ending right there. However, don't think the walkthrough is over yet. We still have things to do for the after game. So that's what we have to look forward to in the near future. So thanks for watching, everybody. I really apologize for the late uploads throughout this entire walkthrough. It's something I'll work on in the future, but I really want to thank you guys all for watching my Pokemon Black and White walkthrough. Thank you.